Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Today giving a first look at Creatures of Ava, a Palworld-esque game where you'll basically be trying to find creatures on an alien planet and befriend them, tame them and get them to help you along the way. But no making them work in a sweatshop factory or giving them bazookas to shoot other pals. This one is strictly a bit more cozy. I did record this as a let's play but decided to just redo it, most of it with a voiceover and a semi-review of the demo that's up and available right now. Leave a like if you find the video useful. Let's go. So we get a flashback to apparently our parents putting us in an escape pod, but sadly they didn't make it. Well, they might not be dead, right? Okay, maybe not. So that was a memory. That's what happened when I was a kid. So the game is a third-person action platformer. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit more survival focused or even just cozy farming. There is some crafting of elements which we'll get into later, and there's definitely some combat. Well, I say combat, it's actually more about healing creatures rather than killing them or defeating them, utilising a staff to help you along the way. Everything you would expect is here: crawling, jumping through, run, dashing. We're on this alien planet and we're just basically trying to find out what's going on and maybe where the rest of my team are. There's plenty of alien life and creatures, and this is the bulk of the game where you'll be taking pictures of some of these critters to gain more information about them. Some of them will have uses that you won't be able to progress in certain parts of the world unless you're using their abilities. This is where your camera comes in handy, taking lots of pictures of the creatures and then hopefully getting more info. Now there is some dangers. As I said, it looks like we get stumped on by a giant creature here, and when we wake up we are in the ruins of a temple that we need to escape. It's all pretty simplistic stuff with just some light puzzle elements of how to progress through certain doors as we finally unlock the main item we're going to be using to tame some of the creatures and maybe progress. It's all really nice art style. The colour's great, the art style is great, so it definitely fits in within that cozy aesthetic. Interestingly as well, Rihanna Pratchett, the person that writ some of the rebooted Tomb Raider story for the original games, and the daughter of Terry Pratchett, the Discworld author, is actually behind the story of this game as well. So yeah, some light puzzle elements that you'll come across and you'll have to solve, but nothing too challenging or vexing, like putting these shards together to form a seal. There we go, that one. Okay.
And I think we just got some of it.
So we've leveled up our staff here. So yeah, you'll be using the staff to move pieces of ruins and debris around to access new areas. It's also used to knock out the infection. Basically a blight is hitting the land and these creatures are turning violent or angry, and the staff is one way that you can get it out of them. So once you break out of there, you're in the open world proper. Creature discovered, it's got another one. There's a big hub town where you get to meet various different NPCs and do small little quests, which you effectively just run here, learn some more new mechanics of the game, and then come back. Some of the NPCs have got voice line, others not so much, but obviously bear in mind this is just a demo. So that infection has spread far and wide. You have to get rid of roots to unblock new areas. Okay, so I've got the activate zip line. You'll be able to activate certain zip lines to get to places or back from places pretty soon. You can also teleport any time you want back to your home base. So I do believe we might be able to upgrade our base or unlock certain new areas or parts of it. But first, what we have to do is unlock a teleportal so our friends can come home, and this is how we can now fast travel across the map once we find more of these. The map is seemingly fairly large, again considering it's just a demo the way it went on, so I'd expect the full game to have lots of areas to explore with different biomes and again more unique challenges. The third piece of main kit you're going to find after the staff and your camera is going to be the flute. This is how you actually tame the creatures once you've got them not infected anymore. It took me a bit of practice to get used to playing it, but the tutorial does a pretty good job. So, tame wild creatures by imitating the sound they make with your flute. Getting too close, creature will scare them. The creature is singing, the creature is waiting for you to repeat its song. Yeah, I just about got the hang of it. Hey, I've tamed it! So once you've tamed the creature, you can then access its abilities and basically take control of it. So for this instance, getting through these brambles with its charge attack. So again, this is where the puzzle elements come into it. How to access certain areas, maybe even defeat certain creatures eventually, or just get more of the creatures able to be sent or teleported back up to the research arc centre. That's right, you've got to basically tame enough of these creatures and send them to the research centre or the arc and basically get more points to unlock new abilities and new items. There are lots of other little mini games and events that you might need to take part in that also contribute to getting these points that can help you level up. Like this meditation spot. There we go. Any more that I need to? Yeah, there's a few. So there's basically these rescue bot areas where you'll bring some of the creatures and yeah, they'll just be zinged off. And you've got a little checklist of different creatures in different areas that you need to collect to hit certain milestones. Scattered around you will find various plant life and some loot like potions, healing and stamina. It's all really relatively simplistic stuff. The healing can be made out of any of the green particular plants, and then you've got ones for stamina which will basically be icon coloured yellow in the menus. So the game is a cozy game. It might have obviously consequences for dying, i.e. you have to just restart or do it again, but it's not the most challenging game. Creatures do seemingly get tougher to go ahead and break out of the infection. As said, you'll eventually earn lots of upgrades that will help combat some of the more tougher creatures. And of course, yes, you can pet some of the doggo creatures in the game. Your camera will come in more handy as well for capturing pictures like these wind chimes. Again, that'll give you some sort of experience. And the skill tree was interesting enough to maybe think about trying to earn some of these. So, double the absorption time for a limited amount of time, okay. Absorbs infection faster. You can now change as many as you like in the beam, okay, that's good. Item detector when items nearby, okay, that's good. More backpack space, stamina and vitality, okay, cool. And that pretty much was the bulk of the game demo. Run around a relatively large area, go ahead and break out the infection from various different creatures and different challenges, and then go ahead and basically teleport them to the arc to get more points or use their abilities to get access to new areas. Like I said, it is a cozy game, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have any difficulty. Some of the creatures, like I said, were a bit more challenging to take on. These little moles kept knocking me over until I realised that you could actually jump just to avoid it rather than trying to dodge roll every time. And once I managed to tame one, well, they helped me get some of these loot pieces from these dirt piles. I can connect to these. So what, just... Yes, that's how we get... Oh, okay, it's not going to be resources, it's literally... just some healing or something. That was a slight disappointment. I'd assumed it might be some ore or something that I'll be able to utilise to craft or make some better gear. But yeah, was just generally more healing. So with all them plants that you have been collecting, as said, you can craft up consumables to give you a bit of a boost. But only certain points throughout the map. You can't do it just on your own, you have to find these special campfires. Did quite a lot of other materials to make some of these. All in all, a pleasant enough looking game. It's not going to scratch the itch of my usual survival fans or even maybe RPG fans. It's definitely needing a little bit more fleshed out in terms of extra systems. But if you're looking for just something to mindlessly go around and be in a pretty world with these cute critters and trying to get as many as you can, then I think it's definitely a winner. It would be nice if you can expand your homestead and have these creatures roaming around. That might be something part of the full game. Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit like Slime Rancher in that respect, that you could have a big area and show off the creatures that you've got. I actually got to the end of the demo. I think it might be time to just 1 hour. Let me know if you managed to get any further. But by the time I discovered a third point, which the story is basically you trying to find roots of certain trees, in the first instance at least anyway, yeah, it just suddenly ended. So yeah, if you've always felt that Palworld was just a bit too violent with the creatures and you want something a bit more cozy and holistic, then check out Creatures of Ava when it comes out. There's no firm release date yet, other than I do believe 2024, and like I said, it is coming to Xbox and PC, and it will be on the Games Pass service. So let me know what you think about this style video, which is not often the case for me on this channel, doing semi-reviews, semi-let's play, showing bits of the gameplay off, and I'll see you ratbags for more very soon. Bye bye.